Title: The Unfinished Reel. In the quaint town of Eldridge Hollow, nestled between thick woods and shadowy hills, folklore thrummed through the air as palpably as the autumn wind whispered through the trees. Most tales were faint echoes of laughter or stories of lost loves, but there was one story that made even the bravest shudder: the legend of the unaired movies. Long ago, Eldridge Hollow was home to a thriving film studio that had churned out classics, horror flicks that made audiences scream and thrillers that left them breathless. But amid the countless successes, a singular project stood alone and unfinished. Rumored to be a horror movie so terrifying, so graphic, that it sent its creators running into the night, the film was ultimately buried in the depths of the studio vault, far out of sight, locked away like some forbidden relic. As time passed, the studio fell silent, overtaken by nature, yet the story persisted. They said the film had a mind of its own. Anyone who sought it out would find it, but few would return the same. Despite the warnings, a group of 4 friends, Nora, Josh, Mia, and Ethan, found themselves irresistibly drawn to the legends one fateful Halloween night. They gathered in their favorite haunt, Ethan's attic, where dust motes danced in the beams of their flashlights. The air was thick with excitement and a whisper of fear as they set the scene. "Come on, what's the worst that could happen?" Ethan smirked, the bravado evident in his voice. He flicked on an old projector that had once promised to bring joy but now seemed to harbor secrets of its own. Mia, the reluctant one of the group, hugged her knees close. "How about we just watch something normal? Like the old cartoons?" "Nah, that would be boring," Josh said, brushing off her concerns. "Let's find that movie and see what all the hype is about." With that, Josh took out a yellowed map he had found online, rumored to lead to the once great studio's remains. As midnight drew near, spurred on by the thrill of adventure, or perhaps sheer foolishness, they set off into the chilly night, the moon a watchful eye above, the shadows casting eerie shapes that seemed to beckon. The woods were silent, save for the crunch of fallen leaves beneath their feet, and as they approached the studio, an unease settled over them. The once stately building was an artist's study gone to ruin, ivy curling like fingers around broken windows, paint peeling with age, stories whispering from the walls. Together, they pushed open the rotted door. Inside, it was a graveyard of celluloid dreams, old film reels scattered across the floor, broken cameras leaning against walls, the scent of mold and decay lingering like a ghost. "Check this out," Josh said, lifting an old film canister from the ground. Gritting her teeth, Mia followed him, not wanting to be left alone. The label was faded, but it read, "Fear Untold, *." "Let's play it," Ethan suggested, glancing back at Mia, who looked as if she might bolt at any moment. "Are you sure that's a good idea?" she squeaked. "Of course it is. What are friends for?" Josh grinned, his enthusiasm infectious. They dug around and found an old projector in a dusty corner. Working together, they plugged it in, their hearts racing with anticipation. As the first flickers of light appeared on the wall, the shadowy figures danced eerily before them, the sound crackling to life as distorted whispers filled the room. What started as a silly spook became horrifying. The film was a chaotic montage of vague images that seemed to trap the viewer, sucking them deeper into its dark world. The faces of the characters twisted in agony, their screams echoing loudly, painfully. Nora shivered, feeling the energy in the room shift. "Guys, we need to turn this off. This isn't right," but it was too late. A horrific image locked onto the screen, a hand reaching out for help, but with a claw instead of fingers, grotesque and chilling. The friends felt cold air wrap around them, ensnaring them like a slowly tightening vice. "No, no, no," Mia cried, trying to pull away, but the air thickened with dread. It felt as if the screen birthed a presence that was seeping into reality. Josh staggered backward, eyes wide with fear, and his back met the cold brick wall. Suddenly, the projector sparked wildly, casting shadows that seemed to come alive. The figures on screen screamed, their agony intermingling with the smell of burnt wire and fear. Faces pressed against the film, reaching for the friends, mouths open in silent screams. "Run," Ethan shouted. Gathering their resolve, they broke from their paralysis, bolting from the room, hearts hammering against their ribs, the haunting weight of the movie following close behind. As they fled the studio, they could hear the eerie cacophony of the film's last scene playing in their minds, the wails echoing in the dark. They didn't stop until they reached the safety of Nora's home, breathless and shaken. The next day, they vowed never to speak of that night again. They tried to return to normalcy, but the images haunted them in their dreams, unshakable and real. Over days that turned into weeks, they each felt the relentless pull of the film, the whispers promising them more truths, revealing the horrific power it held through the secrets it was never meant to share. In Eldridge Hollow, life went on, or at least the semblance of it did, while an unfinished reel lay waiting, anticipating the next group of curious souls willing to brave the legend of the unaired movies.